スカスカ
What's up, Fire Breathing Family? Welcome back.
Hey.
Welcome back to our key where we put the React and Entertainment Television. I'm your humble host, BDC. I'm joined by my co-host, Goddess.
Hey.
Mochi.
Yo.
Along with our producer, Gary.
Giddy giddy.
Who is off screen. And if you're new here, thanks for joining us. Go ahead and subscribe, give this video a like, drop a clap down in the comments. So let's get into this reaction of Grave of the Fireflies.
Hello.
Grave of the
I just
Fireflies.
wanted to do that. I'm sorry.
Grave of the Fireflies. Grave of
I
the
don't know what that made me
Fireflies.
feel. Yeah.
Grave of the Fireflies.
Grave of the Fireflies. Now, for the ones who don't know, Grave of the Fireflies is pretty much I didn't say that right now. Grave of the Fireflies is pretty much one of Studio Ghibli's classics. Came out in 1988, referring to a Japanese animation, which is pretty much about a war tragedy film. Yeah, man, it's pretty heavy. As you know how real this shit is, this shit got 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, this movie is great. It's the saddest anime of all time, in my personal opinion. But me and Goddess have seen this movie before. This is Mochi and Gary's first time, and let's go ahead and get into it. Keep going. Gary, what you think? What's good?
Hello. I thought this was sad. No, really though, it was sad, but it was good. It was like kind of just like a realistic depiction of the tragedies of war, especially with these two little kids, and you can pretty much get what's going on throughout the story, but it's just sad to watch them have to come to the realization that they have to take care of themselves. And this little boy, I don't know how old he was, but he couldn't have been older than 14.
Yeah, he's definitely.
He was just a kid, and he ended up having to take care of his little sister and grow up and be an adult on his own, and kind of watch his entire family die. And that was the sad part, because when the movie first begins. Oh, can I give spoilers?
Yeah,
Okay.
this movie is like fucking 40 years old.
So,
You want to give them a full breakdown of what happened?
let me just go off what I was saying. Like, when the movie first begins, you see him like in a subway station or a train station or something, and it's him and there's like other people, and they're just kind of like slumped over and they're dying, and you can tell, and you see all these people just like, ew, they're gross. Oh, this one's about to die. Like, and it's like, why are you so like, yeah, and indifferent to the suffering of these kids? And for him, he was still alive, but it was just like he just didn't care. He was like, I'm just ready to die. And once you learn the story, you realize why. It's just like he learned his will to live. He lost his will to live. And it's just sad because they're kids and they shouldn't have to go through that. And the way the adults in the story treated them was just unacceptable. I don't know. It was sad.
You want to give them the breakdown?
Go ahead. You can give them a breakdown, BTC.
Mochi, what you think?
I have a lot of thoughts. I agree with Gary's synopsis of the adults being probably the biggest villains, despite the fact that the overarching issue was war.
Mm-hmm.
However, indifference, like you said, neglect, pure just agitation from adults, dealing with children who are going through tragedy and expecting adult responses from them was really my issue.
Mm-hmm.
They're kids, so of course Setsuko's gonna, cry in the middle of the night because she misses her mom. You probably told her already that her mom had passed away. We found that out later. And she's grieving. You don't have compassion. You don't have empathy.
Mm-hmm.
You have nothing towards these children who are just trying to make it, who are just trying to get along in a world that's not meant for them to be able to handle all of those responsibilities. And it was frustrating and it was painful to watch because you could see he was trying his best to be as good of a brother and caretaker of his sister. But it was so many limitations. Like, even when he took her to the doctor when she was sick, the doctor, this is your craft. You are a physician. Your job is to help people get better, and you literally give him a diagnosis and send him on his way with nothing other than, well, she needs nutrition. Knowing damn well, where the hell is he going to get that? Where? And then them living in a home with an aunt who clearly did not want them to be there after she pretty much got whatever she could out of them after they sold their stuff, their mother's things, and she got rice, and he brought the food that he had buried at the house to her.
And then gave them half of it.
And then thank you. You gave me half of the stuff that cost me my mother's clothing. And you're going to sit there and tell me that I'm ungrateful. And so he was like, okay, fine. If you're going to treat me this way, I'll just cook food in the house by myself. I won't ask you for anything. And she still had issues with him, talking about we have people in this house who are serving our country. His father was serving the country, unfortunately passed away without it. But this is your nephew. And to still have no sort of empathy or no sort of love for just that familial relationship to even say, I got to put aside my pride for a second and take care of these kids. You're upset because, oh, your mom passed away, but what are you going to do about it now? That upset me greatly, because all of this could have been avoided if adults had done their fucking job and been adults, and instead of being selfish, took the opportunity to help these children. But I feel like Gary said in the beginning, when all those children were in the subway, this is not anything new.
I know y'all getting y'all shit off. I'm just kind of bringing them back to sequence for a second. And going off on everything y'all hate. All right, so like they pretty much summed up. There's a war going on. You think it's the Americans that are doing it?
Mm-hmm.
Americans are bombing Japan. Dad is off the war. Movie takes place focusing around a possibly 14-year-old boy, his mother, and then also his little sister, which she probably ranks between 3 and 5, I would think. I can imagine. She's really small. But mother tells the brother to take his daughter and meet them at a certain safe place.
Sister.
Take his sister and meet them at a safe place. They split. Come to find out, the mother was caught up in a bomb. She's really fucking hurt, and she's already sick before this war is happening. She dies. They go live with the aunt on the dad's side. They've been writing their dad. The aunt has been writing her brother. No one has been able to get in contact with him. Like they mentioned, the kids sold their dead mom's stuff and food that they have. They've been giving it to them. The woman's been split it amongst them two and then 2 other people that live in the house, but they're grown-ups and they're working for the country dealing with the war situation.
I don't even feel like. I feel like the husband was working because it looked like her daughter was just going to school.
Oh, those were her people?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was her husband and her
She
daughter.
wasn't doing nothing but sitting at the house eating.
I swear to God, I thought those were extra people because they had no affection towards any of that shit. They were just like fucking go.
That was her husband and her daughter.
But one thing that really sucked, the little girl didn't know that her mom had died, and her brother was trying to keep that away from her at the time, and the aunt wound up spilling the beans. But the aunt was just really pretty much being a bitch, and they decided to kind of live out on their own in a pretty much a bomb shelter that was just to itself near a ravine. And remember, these are children. They don't really know how to take care of themselves. They know how to cook, and they try to be as self-sufficient as they can, but the little girl is already having rashes, and then here comes malnourishment, and unfortunately the little girl dies. And the son also learned that his dad passed away because the Japanese had lost the war, and that's what we kind of bring it back around to the beginning, where it kind of showed the ending where the boy just kind of died somewhere off in a city somewhere. So it's a super sad fucking movie. And this is y'all first time watching it. Have y'all seen a sadder animated this by any chance?
I was gonna say Erased, but it ended well. It didn't end like this.
Your Lie, April, for me, I didn't even watch the last episode because I refused to hurt myself.
She does that all the time, y'all. If she
I
thinks
will
it's sad,
avoid
she's like, I'm not gonna watch it.
Okay?
Yeah, Mochi don't like sadness.
I do not like being sad. I do not like having my emotions tugged in that direction. So absolutely, I avoided it all. I avoided this movie for as long. I was born in '88, so I've been running from this one.
All my life.
All my life, I had to fight, and they caught me. Like, I did it to myself. But I can't think of anything that has this level of depth to it.
Mm-hmm.
There are other animes, yes, that are sad. Like I said, Your Lie in April is a great example. Ohana, I forget, it's something about flowers. It's another one that's pretty sad. But this movie, because it's so deep based in reality, on the possibility that this really did happen, is what makes it sadder. Because this, I think, is based off of
they had connections into a certain story that really took place.
And everything like that. And therefore, you're looking at the possibility of this really being somebody's life. So I don't think that there are too many anime that actually follow that, to my knowledge. If there are, put it down in the comments. But yeah, this one would probably be the saddest one I've seen personally.
Yeah, I think this is a top of a lot of people's list.
And I cried during Mugen Train, but this one hit me in my chest.
You don't like sad things at all?
No, I don't sit there and
most people
watch
Most
things to
people
cry.
don't, just my weird ass.
I mean, I'm not over here like I need to cry. Well, lies. At night, sure, I listen to a song and then you go through your melodrama stuff, but like I don't
Feel the rain when
What
you're
is that
on
face,
skin.
Goddess, what was that face?
It was a face of confusion.
I don't know.
Every day when they walk across the
You're
street.
okay listening to something that makes you cry, but not watch something.
I think because I can listen to lyrics and I can be like, okay, that was a good cry, cool, got that out of my system. But like when you watch it, the imagery stays with me. The imagery, like this, probably is something that I'm going to be thinking about.
That's good.
Whereas, like if I'm listening to something, I can get past it for a moment. Like it's just music to me. My own imagination can take over. I can be like, shut that shit down, right? But in this case, I've seen the full story. I wish there was other circumstances. I'm really upset at the aunt. I really want to fight that woman, and she's not real. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was extremely invested in hoping that some adult would come in and show some sort of compassion towards these kids at some point, and it never happened.
No, the farmer.
No, not the farmer.
Wasn't he giving them food?
And he started whooping that kid's ass when he found out he was stealing.
No, he stopped giving it to them because he was like, you're going to take money. He's like, listen, I don't have a whole lot to give. Maybe you should go back to your aunt.
I thought he was stealing from another farmer, not the one.
No,
he was.
He
He stole from both of them.
Oh, he could. They
yeah.
just started looking old.
The one that was originally giving him rice and stuff that helped him out with the basket and everything, he eventually stopped.
And because he was running out of stuff. Though.
Yeah, he was running out of stuff too. Granted, I understood, but at the same time, it's like there was no one in a position that could actually, outside of the aunt that we saw, that could actually help them. You know?
Yeah, Mochi gonna be in the shower and gonna be like, you remember that bitch gave them half of that rice?
After you sold all of my mom's clothes? Run me them hands. I told them, like, after when he was doing the funeral thing for Setsuko,
yeah,
that would be my villain origin story right there. Because everybody finna get it.
You don't understand the level I have of not fucking with people in general. Because it's so they, like you mentioned about this being like based on a lot of true events. Mm-hmm. I've definitely heard like a lot of worse stories, and it's like humanity itself is a very disgusting creature. And it's only like sometimes you get like a certain hint of light, and you be like, okay, that was beautiful. Mm-hmm. But I can find that in fucking nature. I don't even need humans. Like this should be terrible.
I can find that in nature.
It's crazy.
I mean, as humans, we should be better. We should be better.
Is that the Majalu or the Thanos?
Yes.
Okay.
Both at the same time.
See, but he only wanted to get rid of half till he realized his mistake. He's like, I gotta clear all y'all out.
Yeah, because
he couldn't do it.
Even what's crazy is if you look at what is it, when they ended up creating Ultron, Ultron was like, you niggas gotta go. I'm like, wait a minute. The AI was like, yeah, humans, no. Aliens, humans, no. I'm like, I'm starting to think that we're the problem. Everybody got an issue. Bro.
I'm just saying, man.
Yeah, that.
But if y'all ever watched this, y'all let us know what y'all thought about it.
I'm pretty sure they definitely
And if y'all
got some
haven't
people.
watched it, watch it.
They definitely got some people. This is one
I
you
just
can't
want
miss.
people to cry.
No,
I'm
it's
just saying,
a good movie.
If you had a top 20 like movies of all time or whatever, for me personally, this would have to crack that. You know what I'm saying? Because this is one I don't think you should be missing.
True. I mean, Studio Ghibli is one of those that has such good animation and storytelling.
You remember you had seen what's his name, Miyazaki? I'm really fucking up his name. Is that his name?
The creator. Yeah.
You remember you always seen all those pictures of him smoking and shit?
I'm telling you, that man is dark. What I love is the juxtaposition of his character. Like his movies usually, I feel like Grave of the Fireflies is really, when you see him and you see that, you're like, yeah. But the other stuff, like Kiki's Delivery Service, I'm like, this man was smoking, looking outside of a window and going, you know, some days you just don't want to get up.
Niggas so happy ass motherfuckers when real shit popping off in the world. No.
This man is so irritated with humanity. And his stuff is so colorful and bright, man.
Those be the most darkest motherfuckers sometimes.
I mean, honestly, but then the brightest person, Junji Ito, is like, would you like to see death?
Mm-hmm. Get that shit out right out the way.
And he's like, okay, and now we go get ice cream.
But that ice cream actually turns you into a zombie.
That shit's wild.
Yo.
Yeah.
But yes, it is a good movie. I recommend. Go see it. Yes, I avoided it, but now that I've seen it, I get why they wanted me to see it. It's a good movie. It's just a sad movie.
This being the second time watching it, this was way early in the movie when the little girl, I think it was the part when she wanted to see her mom, but her mom was still like fucked off, but she was still alive. Mm-hmm. That whole sequence before a boy started doing that motherfucking flipping and shit, I was like, it started hitting me a little bit. I was like, it's just one of them times I want to go check my mail and some nigga just called me a bitch ass nigga out of nowhere. I just want to beat somebody's ass so bad. Looking at this little girl
I don't
suffer.
Okay.
Like just all that anger. It's like, oh God, because I know what's gonna happen to it. So it's like, no, Lord.
Yeah. I don't remember it being this long though.
Ain't that long. It's a regular size.
Yeah, I know. It's that long.
Regular size movie.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, I think what made it longer for me was just knowing what happens in the end because it's sad, and then just watching it play out. And I'm like, please just let the suffering end.
You know, like waiting for something good.
Yeah.
You never seen like,
that too
Yeah,
was
waiting
tiring.
for something good.
y'all never like because I know you don't watch sad movies.
On purpose,
I mean, y'all don't know about like Schindler's List.
Yeah, Schindler's List.
I watched it.
That one fucking scene with when she had to choose her children.
I don't remember. I haven't seen
It was some Nazi shit, and it was a Jewish woman. She had 2 kids. She had a little girl. She had a boy, and the Nazi was like, something happened. He was like, you need to choose one of them.
Right, she can take both.
And and she chose her son. So he took her daughter and killed the daughter. And the reason why she chose her daughter was pretty much like the son had a better chance of kind of surviving this war and shit. Little girl didn't have no chance.
Schindler's List was one of those that really got me too. Like that. I think that was the moment when I, like in high school, you had to watch it. And I was like, man, I gotta watch it for class.
Yeah.
Them Holocaust
We
movies
watched
be
that in class.
good. Like that one that the boy in the striped pajamas, that was crazy. That was because it was a kid who dad was a Nazi officer, and then it was a little boy who was Jewish at one of those internment camps, and they got real cool. And then something happened where the Nazi kid had put on the striped clothes to stay with his friend, and I think he just kind of hovered off into a gas chamber or some shit like that. But it was deep. Yeah.
Movies like this, they tell a story. That's why you can't ignore them. To be honest with you, they tell a good story, but also they bring a mirror to people and our behavior.
But that's why I like watching sad movies sometimes, because it's like you can watch a lot of movies all fucking day, and then you can just be just sitting there. It can be just some popcorn movie shit. But when you have movies that actually, bring joy to you, and then on top of that, bring some kind of sadness or even some kind of anger, it's pulling at those stronger emotions to kind of make you. It just kind of keep you on your toes a little bit. Mm-hmm. So that's why I don't mind watching sad shit.
I don't volunteer it, but I appreciate this one for once.
Yeah. Some sad shit I don't be watching just because it's like, I don't know if I feel like watching this. Not on some sad shit like, am I in the mood to watch this? But I'm like, I already know what this movie's supposed to trigger. So I don't know if I feel like watching. It's like Till. I ain't watched Till. Or, that's the only one that come to mind. I don't know what else I can watch. Till, the Emmett Till movie.
Oh,
I have not touched that movie.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like...
And the other one with the train, that dude that got shot, I haven't touched that. And I haven't touched...
Dude? Train? What?
There was a black guy that got shot in the train station in the subway.
Fruitville Station? With Michael B. Jordan?
Yeah, I actually cried with that too.
You cried with that one? That was sad.
I didn't watch that. And anything that really has brutalization, but I have a hard time with. So even the recent one where they had the what was it, the Park 5?
Yeah.
Central Park 5.
Central Park 5. I didn't watch that either.
No.
They got that bitch book deal took it away.
Wait, what?
Years later, when the Netflix joint came out, like that lady had a book deal, and they like got that shit taken away.
Oh, the woman that was the reason why.
Yeah, the reason why those particular boys got convicted. Yeah.
Oh,
she got mad. She sued and shit. That shit was funny.
How you gonna sue her? Anyway, y'all go watch Grave of the Fireflies. Wow.
Fireflies. We hood as shit.
No, y'all
man, go watch Fireflies, man. He shit, man. That boy got you crying.
It's a good movie. Go see it.
Yeah.
I'll go see it. I don't know where you can go.
Right,
it should be free now.
It's on YouTube. We watched it.
We can watch it. Well, yeah, say what you want. Can't give away my sauce. Like
oh, where they can Google it? Wow.
Google it.
Anyway, go Google it. Find it. It's a great movie. I suggest it. Watch it.
Yes, Brian Your Horizons. And then like God said earlier, if you have seen it, fucking let us know what you think. Something sadder than that, or something that just pulled at you, let us know for sure. But again, we thank y'all so much for tuning in. Any last words? You just threatened somebody on camera.
I just tear.
I hope gonna snitch on your ass.
What?
I said RIP to a Rip 211.
Forget all y'all. If y'all
211.
If y'all here from the beginning, forget y'all. That's not what I said.
Rip 211.
I said rip to a real one. I couldn't even say it now. Oh my god.
You want us to call information? What the fuck was that? Rip 211.
I don't know what this is about.
I definitely enjoy it. Y'all take care.